All right, welcome back. We're going to do another video on a specific stock again, and this one is going to be Apple, AAPL, right? I think we all know what Apple is, and in the past few months it's been on a tear, right? So what's going on with this particular stock for the next few weeks while the year end is coming up? Let's talk about that. Here's the chart right now, and what you see, it goes back all the way till last July, and as you can see, there was a big leg up back then and then came down, and then now this big leg up all the way right here, and then now it's trading sideways. Where are we going to go from here is what we need to decide, right? I put the fibs up so you could see it, and so I'm going to kind of zoom in that particular area so you guys can see what I'm talking about in terms of, let me remove all of these drawings that I've had from previous videos, and so that you guys could see exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's take a look. Past few weeks it's gone up sideways and then up. We got the Bollinger Band and we got the MACD. As you can see, the MACD is above the zero line. However, we had some red bars the past few days that was going below, and then we got the RSI pointing upwards, right? It's still not completely overbought, but it is on its way to that overbought condition, right? So will there be a downturn just for that sake? Hardly you can say that, because look, there has been some overbought conditions in the past, right? And it just kept on going up. That just may indicate a few short term for profit taking, but ultimately we have to look at other indicators, and again, make sure that you are aware that these are all lagging indicators. And so right now on the MACD, we're pointing upwards. We did make that cross, and there was a few days that had a downward trend, but then we're looking at an upward trend and another cross that is about to happen. And when that happens, we're going to look for some more upside, okay? And also, if you're looking over here on this mountain, like I always refer to these as green mountains, red mountains, and the way I look at it is, if you look over here, right, this mountain versus this mountain, this definitely was higher than this mountain, and that continued the upward trend, and that's why you'll see the stock going up in the past few days, and it'll probably continue to go up. Now, the other thing that I want to point out, why I say that it's going to continue to go up, is because if you look at the previous red mountain versus the current mountain, it hasn't really formed, and barely has any formed, and so I think the bears are not in control, and the bulls are still in control, and that's why you see this big green candle from a technical perspective. I'm sure there's news cycles out there with all the new iPhones coming out, right? Again, I don't look at mainly the fundamentals and news cycles, because they could drive the stock into various different directions, right? And to kind of avoid getting fell into certain traps, I just like to look at fundamentals. We're looking at the Bollinger Band right here. We got the middle Bollinger Band, we got the 50-day and the 200-day. So when you look at the 200-day versus the 50-day, you see that there's a big difference that's forming. At the same time, the 50-day is above the 200-day. That still indicates that there's some positive momentum. There's still upward momentum, and as long as you see this going up, at the same time there's a big distance between the two. As you can see, there was some consolidation in this area, and that's why you see the stock coming down, but now it's widening, it's going upwards. You saw that the mid band right here made its support. All right, so you saw yesterday it kind of held it in. The mid band on the Bollinger held it in nicely, and then that kind of drove it up back onto the upper Bollinger Band, but we have on the fibs the 38.2, which becomes a resistance as well. So these 2 points are currently resistance, and at the same time the next high which is the 198. That is what Apple needs to break. That is what the current target is, and the price is going to gravitate towards that. Now we're going to continue to see this maybe hit the upper Bollinger Band for the next day or so. It may come back and this becomes a support, but ultimately what's going to end up happening is it's going to try to take out this high, the 198 high. Okay, and that will happen within the next few days, maybe a week, certainly, because I see this MACD pointing upwards. I see a lot of different indication that the trend is still going to continue upwards. If you have any questions, let me know what your thought is on this. Certainly there's support down here, there's support down here. You got 3 different supports at the same time. You get all of these support as well below here, right? So I don't anticipate it going way down below, but if it does, it'll become support. But ultimately the goal is to break out the 198, and that will happen. Let me know your thoughts on this. Leave a comment, questions. If you want me to do any other stock, I'll be glad to. Let me know. PriceIsKing.com. Thank you for watching.